here. Hargrave Productions. Hello, sir. How are you?
I will say this about Mike, though, Ethan. Oh, sorry.
But let me introduce Hargrave real quick, and then I'll get to choke out. Hargrave, what's up, man?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I was wondering, did you see what happened in front of the White House last night?
No.
Yeah, the circus.
No, like 12 people got stabbed. I saw it live.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the news ain't gonna report that.
That black girl, she got like stabbed point blank. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, they're not going to report that. They never report this shit.
Yeah, none of it was on the news. I'm like, where's this on the news?
The news ain't going to report a damn thing. They work for the DNC.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but I'm expecting. Look, I heard they put up big barricades around the White House. That's what Andrea had told me. They were putting up like taller fences because they were getting intel that like Antifa was going to show up 25,000 strong, scale the fences, and just march towards the White House, try to occupy it. In which case, you got to shoot them. I mean, I don't know what else to do. I would actually, what I would do if I'd known this, rather than making the fences taller, I would cover the White House lawn with oil. And then I'd have Secret Service with flaming arrows.
Make it like that.
Don't forget your trebuchet.
I'd love to set Antifa on fire. One thing I do not like is fucking Antifa. By the way, Emmett Reyna says Methwin failed us in Hawaii. We had our best man there.
Shocker.
The other thing is, have you been seeing what's happening outside the polling places where all the Trump supporters are there, and then CNN's like, oh, there's this armed militia there. Then they show people praying. It's like, what the hell's going on here?
Armed militia, and they're praying.
Yeah. That's what CNN was saying, that there's armed militia outside the Pennsylvania voting thing, where they're doing the polling or whatever, counting the votes. And CNN showing, look at this armed militia here, these people. And it's just a bunch of Trump supporters on their knees praying for Trump. I'm like,
they're full of shit.
They don't even have a single gun. Not one gun.
Well, they better have. L Reddit Silver member, do you think we'd be in this situation had something been done about censorship? I think Trump would have won already without censorship. Dude, they got us from every single angle. And we complained about it lightly, but we didn't really fight back. We just figured we'd have the election. But I mean, mail-in ballots alone and not pushing back hard enough on COVID and the realities of COVID, letting them run with their narrative. That word narrative pisses me off. How many
Trump tweets got deleted today? Every time I looked at a Trump tweet, it said unavailable.
That's right. Yep.
They blocked Trump. They blocked the president himself. That's
insane.
Well Hung and Dunk says, you have tinfoil hats. Risey has a tinfoil cat. Is that true, Risey?
It could be. I don't know. I haven't wrapped him in tinfoil yet.
Matt Deckard says, Ethan, all you have been about is censorship. Who, me? What did I do? All right, let's let Matt in here. Matt, that was a nice way to get in here real quick. What do you mean?
No, all you've been about is you being censored, and I've seen you.
Oh, you come back with your cowboy hat.
that was clickbait.
Hey! I was the creative director for Stetson hats. I'll take it off, but I got a bright light in here. All you've been about is censorship, and
Mike S. Miller.
Well, first off, you've been one of the ones that's grown a great crowd, but you haven't been censored as much as some of the people that have been on these platforms, which have been very much.
What the fuck are you talking about? Ethan's been censored more times than anybody.
He hasn't been political. He's been about, and I'll say that in the sense that he's been about the industry. And I think there's other ones like Clownfish TV and others that are getting more censored lately. No, I agree. But he's been censored as he's getting closer to talking about politics, while he's been more about the industry. And the industry is completely being absorbed by politics, and as it gets absorbed, so does he get kicked
Everyone
out.
is getting absorbed with politics right now. The election is going on, dude.
Mark Walter says he's very political. Wrong, Mark. I'm not political at all. I reject that. I'm just I'm in the world.
No,
I live in the world. Are you saying you feel like I've been censored, or that I censor other people? I'm just missing.
Oh, I've never
here.
said no. I don't think you censor anybody.
Some people.
No. There are people that you. There are people that when somebody's. Pardon.
Dude.
When somebody's out to attack and try to hurt you in various modes and legally attack you,
He's saying
you shut them out.
That's what he means.
But pro incel. But what?
No,
Anyway.
he's pro against censorship is what you mean. Like he's
I like China as much as the next guy. But in the midst of that, I like American-made things too. I think you censor based on what you need to censor because it's hurting. Never mind. I'm going to point this out. We shouldn't be censored. We're Americans.
Censored. Okay, so I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Matt. Sorry about that.
No fucking point.
I haven't seen you censoring anybody left and right like has been done with people who are talking politically about America. When you're talking about America and I've seen America. I've seen a lot of people, if you're wearing a red hat, you get shit beat out of you. You may not even say a thing. You get the shit beat out of you.
Yeah, it's not fair.
What?
Yeah, it's not fair.
That's bullshit.
I only wore my red hat once this year. I only wore it on one particular stream. I didn't wear it every single day. I don't know if I want to. I can be honest with you. It's a trucker cap. I need a better cut.
You don't like the high front end of it?
You got a good Trump hat, Choke Out. I gotta say. All right, Decker. Thank you, my friend.
Chat fucking cracking me up.
Oh, he's right. I mean, that's true. Look at those two kids in the restaurant where they were sitting there, and the one kid had the Trump hat on, and that guy comes in and knocks the hat off and punches the kid in the face.
Yeah, I seen another video of some dude getting beat up by a few dudes because he had a Trump hat on. That's just
those incidents are a dime a dozen.
Let me see here. Henry Dorset K says, time to move on. James Chaos Actual Mattis, 2024. So let's see. Evil Paradigm says, I want to see armed furries and Proud Boys have a fight. That would make America great. I would like to see that too. I like the Proud Boys. They are not white supremacists, I don't think.
No.
But I think
the guy who runs it's a black Mexican.
Yeah, he's a Cuban black American that's the leader of it. So
right. They call everybody white supremacists. Mike S. Miller, I'll be taking his chats today. He says Trump isn't rolling over like Nixon. He'll fight before he lets an election be stolen from him. I'm sitting here thinking of the 1960s and 70s Nixon. You're talking about 1960 Nixon, in which unions delivered West Virginia to JFK and stole the election from our boy Dick. And by the way, I'm seeing this is the thing that was scary about Trump lately. Like he was starting to look Nixonian. Like Nixon got fucked with by the media so bad that he'd get up to the microphone and you don't realize that you're talking to your base. You know, it's like you're not talking to the media. You're talking to your base and your base loves you and they want to see you happy warrior. Nixon never got that. Like he hunched over, he got angrier and uglier as he got older and was
because
just
he
resentful.
wanted to say what he really truly thought about the people, but he couldn't do it. Like what he wanted to say was like, "Fuck you, you fucking little cocksuckers."
Seven
Don't
says
be an asshole.
Nixon was a crook. He was no different, by the way, than anything that's going on right now from the Democrat Party. Nixon didn't do anything. Nixon did nothing wrong.
Nixon.
Did you see Trump's face the night of the election when he came out and was talking about he's going to sue them and all that? I've never seen him that mad in my life. Like his face was literally red. It wasn't orange or whatever they're always saying. His face was literally red. I'm like, wow, Trump
lets it show. He lets it show when he's angry. Yeah.
Does anybody actually think that Trump can figure this out, or that anybody in his administration is smart enough to catch everything they did in the dead of night? I don't think they will.
Trump's smart enough. I think that Trump is smart enough to realize to get people that are smarter than him in certain areas to work for him to do those things, and then he can take credit for them.
He's a delegator.
Yeah, he's smart enough like that. Where a lot of people like Biden, I truly don't believe that he even understands what the internet is. Like, this is a guy that's fucking still playing coy over what happened on his son's laptop.
Biden's trying to bully us into fucking making a deal with the EU so that there's no hard border. And if there's a hard border, he's saying that there's going to be what he's basically saying is there's going to be consequences for us if there's a hard border between us and the EU. He's a cunt, mate. I'll fucking do you know what?
Yeah, he is. It's soft communism. That's what they're trying to do.
He can't even make a sentence.
Malleable for the left.
Risey, thanks for being in here, pal. Great to have you on a mainstream Comicsgate show.
What did I do?
You didn't do anything. It's time to get other people
honestly,
in.
let me say to you, honestly, don't hate you anymore. I'm definitely not Comicsgate, but I like you guys.
You are Comicsgate, Risey. You are. You have to understand. You are Comicsgate. You might not be. Here's the thing. There are people who go, well, Comicsgate means that I'm hanging out with Ethan and his friends. And that's not the case. You're Comicsgate because I know you know that mainstream comic books have been overtaken by social justice warriors and left-wingers, and you resent it and you want to do something about it. You might not want to do what I want to do about it, but you want to do something about it, and that makes you Comicsgate, and that's why you're part of this big family. Thanks, brother.
Well, I love you fuckers anyway. Thank you for having me on, Ethan. It was a pleasure being here.
Everyone loves Risey. Robert B. So let's hear a little bit more from you, because you didn't get to say very much. What do you think of all this? Do you think Arizona is going to flip for Trump at this point?
I do. I think that the votes that Biden's been getting overall, I think that a lot of that's been cooked up, and I think if they could figure out at least half of that, Arizona is going to go to Trump, and not just Arizona, Georgia, and I believe Michigan too. It depends how far Giuliani pushes it, if they can even find anything. But you know, that's all conjecture on my part. I don't know anything about it, but it's just what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Well, if Arizona gets flipped, I would love to call out that freaking guy they had on at Fox that called Arizona, and he says this is a done deal and Trump is done with Arizona and all this. I love to call out that guy, man, because that guy really pissed me off.
Colin says, "Stop embarrassing yourself. It's over." Look, Colin, I almost agree with you. I almost do. But people want to continue to fight this out. And, after all, it is Joe Biden who's saying count every vote. People want to see the end result of Arizona. I do too. If there's any doubt, if Arizona was called prematurely and, the Trump campaign is suggesting that they can win Arizona by 30,000 votes, that's interesting to me. Don't you want to see that? I want to see that either be proven or disproven. And then we'll take it from there. Pennsylvania's a whole other kettle of fish, but we got to get Arizona done. And Nevada is also kind of interesting.
The media need to be held accountable as well. I see even here on the media here, Sky News. Yeah, like Sky News, they're reporting that they're basically making out like Trump's a baby and like having a tantrum because he wants to stop the votes, and they're on about the mail-in ballots. And it's like, well, at least explain the reason why. It's not like he wants to stop people voting that have got a right to vote. He's trying to stop ballots that are fucking blatantly fraudulent. Why don't you explain that part of the story as well? Do you know what I mean? And then it's so fucking frustrating, because I know so many people here, not that it makes a difference in England, but they'd watch that and they'd be like, oh, Trump, look, typical Trump, just fucking, like digging his feet in. And it's like, no, there's a reason why.
Look at this. But a couple of things real quick. This quick post. Fox News is run by globalist Rupert Murdoch. Rupert Murdoch came out against Trump, like hardcore. So that's interesting.
How about Texas? Texas was supposed to be in play, and Texas is going to be blue and all this. And
Texas was never in play.
Blue wave.
That was
I have a question to ask. So is this the law or the national rule that the election has to be in each state within 1%. So like if 51% for Trump and then like 49% for Biden, then they can ask for a recount. Is this across every state? So then the next question is, do you think that the Democrat side is deathly afraid of recounts because of all the apparent voter fraud or these mail-in ballots going on? What do you guys think about that?
Absolutely. The more light that shines on them, the uglier they look, because they've been advertising that they were going to do this for months. And people should have been taken a good look at this then, and now it might be too late. But obviously, they know they've been cheating, and they don't want people looking too hard. So yeah, absolutely, what you said, 100%.
Well, look at Pennsylvania. They're putting sheets on the windows and stuff because all the people are trying to look in there.
They had the windows covered with like these white sheets.
Let's see. Ethan hasn't been the same. Ethan hasn't been
all that shit.
Okay, hold on. Ethan hasn't been the same since Andrew left him. That is true. Right here, Jay Conant says, "Yep, 3 Proud Boys stabbed." Now I'm going to look at this real quick and see what the deal is. Looks like we had Proud Boys stabbed. Proud Boys leader, 1 of 4, stabbed after he was jumped by Black Lives Matter in D.C., evidently. Leader of the far right. Are they far? I guess they are. I don't know. Proud Boys claims he was one of the 4 people stabbed after being jumped by Black Lives Matter early Wednesday in Washington, D.C. Oh, Washington, D.C. is going to be a fucking disaster. It's going to be crazed chaos and violence. But the cops say that's speculation, and the protest group calls the allegation lies. Enrique Tarrio told the Gateway Pundit that he was slashed in the stomach. That's the leader, isn't that? The leader of the Proud Boys. And while multiple other members were injured, including a man stabbed in the neck and a woman with them stabbed in the back, the group said they were headed home after watching the election at a D.C. bar when they were jumped and knifed just blocks from the White House. Live stream video caught part of the scuffle with one man walking back to the videographer and saying, "I'm bleeding." After the attackers fled, Bevelyn Betty, a black woman who previously dumped paint over the Black Lives Matter mural. Oh, I saw that woman.
Yeah, that's the one I saw live. I saw her get stabbed live. It was pretty crazy.
Fuck. Was seen holding her lower back saying, "They stabbed me." She's bleeding really badly, gasped the videographer. Jen Lowe, a former vice president of Latinos for Trump. We got jumped by Black Lives Matter, and they just stabbed Bevelyn Beatty, Lowe said in her video, which showed a trail of blood on the sidewalk. Moments later, Lowe went up to the man seen clutching his neck at the start of her clip, suddenly gasping, "Oh my God, you got tons of blood coming out of your neck." "Yes, I do," said the panic-sounding man. Still, I probably didn't read that right. He probably didn't say, "Yes, I do," said the panic-sounding man. Still clapping. How do you think he said that? Like, he probably said, "Yes, I do."
Getting stabbed is no joke. I worked as an EMT in the military for a long time, and I've seen everything under the sun. If you just get half an inch of a puncture, man, you're fucked. There's so much that goes wrong with that. It's no joke. Yeah, the fact that they're doing this is fucked up beyond measure.
Just don't bring a knife to a gunfight. That's all I gotta say.
And they're doing it on live streams. Like, this is live when I'm seeing this. I'm like, wow, this is just crazy.
That's an affirmative that the Enrique Tarrio is the leader of the Proud Boys.
Yeah. Okay. So. If it wasn't for 3 or 4 Proud Boys that were there, she would have been stabbed really brutally, beaten, and had they not saved her from the attack. The injuries were very serious. They're going to start
killing people. They're going to start killing people. They're trying to do that. That's what this was. And they're getting their practice in right now, and nobody's shutting these motherfuckers down. This is really, really bad.
This is interesting here. D.C. police spokesman Lieutenant Ralph Neal initially told local media the suspects were members of Black Lives Matter, which the group's DC branch called a lie. The protest group had nothing to do with these stabbings. Black Lives Matter DC tweeted, "Shame on the chief of police and DC police for sharing false information," the group said. The force changed its account and told WUSA 9 they could no longer confirm the suspects were affiliated to Black Lives Matter. Holy shit. Cannot verify any specific affiliation of the suspects.
Well,
wow.
we know the DC mayor is Democrat, and then the police have to follow her orders. So,
Force Ghost Fabio, welcome to the show.
Good morning. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, let me say good night to Mike Stewart Art. Mike, have a great night, man. Thanks for joining us.
It's say North Carolina's in.
What is this?
Did it say North Carolina's in? Is that right?
Oh, did they finish the?
But it's too close to. I don't know. I'm just looking at Sky News, and it's in Trump's favor.
Yeah, let me see here. I doubt that's been called yet, but let's find out. Let's see. Show all states.
You know, Ethan, while you're looking, I got to tell you, man, you do the best SJW impression I've ever heard in my life, man.
For real.
It is spot on. Like I feel like I'm in Starbucks or something when I.
Yeah, I'm making coffee. Give me a minute.
That's what the Republican guy at the Pennsylvania ballot thing does. He sounded. I was like, oh my god, if I close my eyes, it's Ethan.
Yeah, it gets in your head. You do that voice.
I'm looking at the map here. I don't think North Carolina's been called yet. I don't know what the holdup is.
Yeah, they said it's too close to call, but it's in. I think that's what but they're projecting that it's in Trump's favor.
Yeah. I've heard that, all day long. But I mean, I don't see why this is in Trump's. Okay, Georgia. Oh, look at this, just by 0.4. This is fucking crazy. Donald Trump leads it by 23,000 votes, but that's where the margins are right now. I mean, they're like this: 7,500 votes separate Joe Biden from Donald Trump. Now, to be fair, 75% reporting, another 25% of votes. That's it looks like 1.2 million. So we're looking at about 400,000 votes. Still need to be 300,000 votes. Still need to be counted here. And who knows where that's going to go, but that's crazy. Pennsylvania. Let me look at Arizona. It's been called, but look at this: 69,000 votes at this point. 88,000 reporting. 69,000 votes separate Donald Trump from Joe Biden. So when they say there's 300,000 votes outstanding, I can see why that's a concern. That's something people want to check into. This is going to continue to shrink. This huge lead that Trump has right now over Joe Biden, that's going to get super narrow. Is someone peeing?
No,
that's not me.
That's me at the sink there. Sorry.
Tweeter Trash, how are you doing, Tweeter Trash?
I am doing well, sir. How are you?
Could be better. Hey, Robert B., take care, man.
Yeah, take it easy.
All right. So what's on your mind, Tweeter Trash?
Well, I woke up and logged in right before I popped in here, so I don't know what you all were talking about before I came in. But welcome to the last round of suppression polls. This map and all these votes are meant to do exactly this: make us all sit around and powwow and wonder what we're going to do if President Trump loses and make us feel bad. None of this matters. There's a whole reason why we fought so hard to get Amy Coney Barrett on that Supreme Court. Because when this all comes down, nothing after that first count when Trump was winning is actually going to matter. None of it. All of these counts that are coming in, unless he actually does pull away and win and say, okay, I'll take it. But even then, Joe Biden would just turn around and want to challenge everything because he's lawyered up. So it's all going to come down to the court one way or another.
Well, the problem is Amy Coney needs to not recuse herself. Why she did that already was...
She didn't do that.
Well,
she didn't.
No, she just got on, and she had no idea what she was walking into with that last case. So she did exactly what a responsible judge would have done in that position, which is say, I don't have any of the facts in front of me, and by the time
I hope you don't do it the next time.
She's not going to. There's a reason why God did what he did, and God rest Ruth Bader Ginsburg's soul, but she was the ace. She was the trump card. She was the ace in the hole for the Democrats this whole time, because notice how all of a sudden their entire plan changed on a dime. All of a sudden we've got Nancy Pelosi coming out and saying, don't send in mail-in ballots. Trump's not going to count them. Yeah, she turned around real quick on that as soon as she realized that they're not going to have the courts. So don't even worry about this. That map, unless Trump walks away with it and Biden actually concedes, which he won't, even if he does, this map is worthless. And everybody, by the way, number one, everyone stay home, be cool, stock up, don't worry about it. This was going to be a whole lot worse in D.C. By now they planned on actually having the White House, and a whole bunch of us blew the top off of that. There were government employees teaching everybody how to get into the White House and what buildings to take over. And we made them turn around and walk right back off of that because they got caught. So now it's just the kids out there that they're not going to stop anyways, but they don't have leadership anymore. And if we just stay out of the way and not get in law enforcement's way and not do anything, let Antifa just eat themselves alive. That's all we need to do. Everything's going to be fine.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's like I said, they had this plan from day one, and from when Ruth died, they were like, "Oh shit!" They knew that it was going to cause a real fucking problem for them when Amy got.
Trump saw this coming a mile away. He's been screaming it for months. Trust me, Trump's got this.
Chunky McAssholes for $10 says, I stopped worrying about the election after having a prophetic vision. I saw Cecil growing bored after years of living in paradise and then returning to lead us all to a new age of enlightenment. Well, I mean, it could happen when he runs out of the money that he made from cash grabs. Cecil, of course, has absconded with the money and disappeared from social media. People are concerned. This was his last update on cash grab. Big travel day, some walking around cash. And those people who didn't understand that Cecil was being serious when he said he was going to take the money and run. Here's the proof. He's got it all in hundreds, duffel bag, going off to some place where U.S. currency will last longer. He's going to live on the beach like a bum, and we're not going to be able to find him. I did say earlier, I got a tweet from, and people are asking me about this. Last tweet I got from Cecil was yesterday at 7:40 a.m., and I wasn't around to receive this. It says, don't bother with a trace. I won't be on long. And by the way, this is how Cecil really talks. I won't be on long enough. He says, I have no plans to call on you, Ethan. The world's more interesting with you in it. So now take care. So you take care now to extend me the same courtesy. I do wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an entire lasagna for dinner. And that was it. And then the phone number went dead. It's disconnected. I can no longer respond. So Cecil, I don't know if we'll ever see him again. Part of me hopes not. You know?
Ethan.
Hi,
Ethan, what if Cecil was a time traveler?
I'm back. I keep on sending the StreamYard link.
Hold on a second. Force Ghost Fabio, you are echoing like a son of a bitch. All right. Now the wait. That wasn't Force Ghost. I blamed him. It was no. It's not.
Oh, it's not me.
It's not me.
Not me.
Not me.
Is it me? Why would it be me? Let's see here.
Is your computer plugged in?
Yes.
Hey, Ethan, kick me. It's the first time I've used this microphone, so it's probably not working.
No, it's.
I mean,
it's not me either.
How about me? Me.
Not me.
I'm removing everybody. Oh, look, it stopped happening. Very interesting. Sketch Therapy, welcome to the show. Sketch Therapy?
How's it going? I just woke up. What's going on?
I don't know. Hold on. Captain Chokeout, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much.
Okay. We're going to let people back in one at a time and see what happens with the echo. Captain Chokeout's good. Hardgrave Productions. Hello.
Hello. Testing. Am I echoing?
No. You know what? I know it's Tweeter Trash. I know it's I'm kicking Tweeter Trash. Sorry, Tweeter Trash. All right. Let's see. Force Ghost Fabio. Hello, Force Ghost Fabio.
Hey, good morning, Ethan. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you,
Ethan?
And there's no echo. Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. Wonderful. Finally, after all this time, we get to talk. So.
All right. Let's get Shane's in here. Hello, Shane. How are you?
I'm missing Cecil by the minute. Where's he at?
Davis.
Well, People are saying it's Svat. Svat did it. Svat was the echo. Yeah, it probably was because everybody else is okay. Yeah, we don't know where Cecil is.
I just
I think he's a
realized
time
today,
traveler.
he kept saying things that make a lot of sense to me and John in hindsight, talking about there was a cab waiting at the door. All these things. He hits 250, gone. No goodbyes, no nothing. This is the thing, Ethan. You don't realize what you have until it's gone.
Just think of the pleasure you can buy with $250,000.
Mm.
What about people with AIDS? Do they realize?
You have to ask Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson knows. Yeah.
You know.
Mm.
Yeah. Cecil is gone. It is sad. A lot of people are going to miss him, I guess. You know. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. What are your thoughts about all this, Shane? Do you think we're still in it now? Mike S. Miller is in the chat. Mike is a true believer. Mike believes that this is going to get a recount and Trump is going to be victorious. Because here's the thing. Most Trump supporters cannot conceive of Trump actually losing at anything because he never has. And Trump has been 100% right. Every time he lodges a crazy accusation at the Democrats, he's always proven right later. Always. So people can't go, well, he might have lost this. He couldn't have lost this election. It was taken from him.
He's still going to win. This isn't going to end up with him not being the president. I can't see it. I just can't see it. It's like some sort of nightmarish fucking scenario for some movie.
It's too much of a coincidence that all the places going to him just magically can't finish counting.
Complete Lettuce says, Ethan, by this time tomorrow, you're going to feel silly. I forgot what side Complete Lettuce is on. Is he saying that Complete Lettuce was saying that Trump's going to win, right? Or was he saying that I'm a conspiracy theorist freak? I'm getting a little of both of that, which is strange because I feel like I'm being practical and reasonable and realistic in everything that I'm saying.
54 electoral votes that they don't want to give him, but they're there, right? They're like right there. I don't understand it.
The weird thing is a lot of people, a lot of SJWs are all like in disbelief that people even voted for Trump or that they act like they've lost. So I'm like, it doesn't even, they're not even really acting like they won. I don't, that's why I can't get my head wrapped around it. Like, it's almost like they know that this is all a scam with the, with the mail-in ballot. I don't know.
This gal that
What
I'm
if it ends up
friends with, that's
269
an
all?
SJW in LA, she's constantly taunting me now, saying like, "Oh, you're in for it now," and all this. I'm like, "I'm in for what? There's nothing happening." And she's like, "Oh, we're taking this and that," and I'm like, "Okay, well, let's see."
Well, victims can't be positive if they want to maintain their victim status, no matter what's happening. They'll be like, "I can't believe it," blah blah. So they can't go to the positive side. That would be too conservative.
Complete Lettuce says, Ethan, I'm saying you're depressing me with this low energy. I'm very high energy right now. He says, we are winners. Well, what happens when we lose? I mean, what happens if we lose a contest? What does a winner do when he loses one contest? Do we dwell on it? Do we refuse to accept it?
We burn down a Walmart.
That's right. Losers don't accept loss. They lose all the time, don't accept loss, but winners do. Winners go, well, you win some, you lose some, and then you make plans to fight another day. That's what winners do. Winners don't dwell on things or think they're being cheated all the time. Now, it may well be that we are being cheated. The idea that Arizona could flip is a good one. I like that idea. That's a good theory. The hanging on hope for Nevada is not a good idea. I don't think that's going to work out, but no, Arizona, maybe, maybe.
I saw some odd videos of like the ballot counting places, things getting covered up. I was like, this is fishy. I've participated in vote counting here in Puerto Rico. The way we do it here is we have three parties: the Green Party, the Red Party, and the Blue Party. Right? These three sit together. Each one gets a stack of like a ballot box. Like, all those papers together. Everyone counts the stack. Every party has to come up with the same number. And then the three of them sign it that there's the same number of people voted for this and that and the other. Everyone counted the same. And we escort the votes to the voting place. All three of us, all three representatives. And there's like 2 or 3 from each party. we escort it with the police to the voting place to make sure that no one interferes with it. And it's all paper. There's nothing electronic, so they could be recounted.
You know what bothered me when I voted this time? They didn't ask for my ID, and I asked them that. I said, "Why don't you ask for my ID?" She says, "Oh, we don't need it. Just give us your address." And I'm like, "Yeah, but how do you know I just don't have somebody's address and I'm telling you this?"
This is completely unbelievable to me. Yeah. Completely like.
In Puerto Rico, you can't vote without voter ID.
It's
is that like that in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, I live in Puerto Rico. We can't vote for president, which is kind of ironic. Makes 4th of July kind of ironic. We get the taxes, but not the representation. But it's still like the freest nation on earth. I wouldn't trade it for another one.
You're going to have all the representation you're going to need because he's going to make Puerto Rico a state or whatever. They keep saying that.
Yeah, they keep saying that. They've been.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sketch.
They've been saying that for a long time.
Mike S. Miller says Sketch doesn't realize that nobody cares about Puerto Rico's votes.
And well, Mike doesn't realize that the fucking dance instructor is fucking his wife.
Oh.
So fuck him.
Damn.
But the thing is as well, wouldn't it be easier to have the same election system throughout the entire country, because it varies so much, right, from state to state? Is that right? Am I right in believing that?
Puerto Rico is like DC. We don't get to vote for president. That's pretty much it. We do pay our taxes. People think we don't. We do. We pay Social Security. We pay basically all the federal taxes, some local. But we don't get to vote for president. DC doesn't get to vote for president for a different reason. I think it's because the capital is there. And some of the territories, they don't get to vote for president. They get the same taxes, though.
Is that
it makes the 4th of July ironic.
Is that Magnificent Seven book? Is that the same person?
Yeah, Mike's invested in this because Mike went ahead and presumed that Trump was going to carry this easily, and I warned him about this at the time, not to his face on a stream.
Send you a copy of that book. It's hilarious.
Oh, I already have it. Somebody bootlegged it and sent it to me. I appreciate it.
Mike shouldn't worry too much. Bitcoin's shooting right up.
Yeah, Bitcoin's doing great right now. It's at like 15 or something like that. Let me take a look at Bitcoin.
I've got a friend that works at our equivalent of Wall Street down in London, and he was saying to our friend, because I've got a friend that's got Bitcoin, but he actually bought it fucking years ago when it was like next to nothing. And he
Bitcoin's at 14,000. There was a big thing like last year. Mike was saying this is going to get to 13,000. I said it is, and I thought about buying it. I think it was at 9,000 at that point. And it jumped to 11,000 and then flopped all the way down to like 5,000. And I went, fuck this. But is it okay? So let's say that Biden wins this. This is only going to be good for Bitcoin.
Well, no, because what they're speculating is there's something. I'm not into any of this stuff, but this guy was telling me that there's this agenda, something like they want to reset everything. This is what all this COVID's about as well.
A new Bretton Woods Accord.
Sorry.
Wait, you're talking about resetting currencies? Like
no, it's called the Great Reset, or it's like an agenda. It's agenda. I don't know. Someone in the chat might know. Like,
they're specifically talking about resetting Bretton Woods.
Like no, they're on about resetting like this COVID and the lockdowns and everything. And this is why they're so hell bent on getting Trump out, because Trump ain't playing ball. Like, Trump wants everything open. Whereas if you know, like, everyone across the world is locking everything down apart from Trump. And it's like they want to reset everything. It's something to do with currencies, and like I wasn't really paying attention because he was rambling on and I was really high. But he's on about resetting everything, and that's why they want Trump out. But this is the reason why Bitcoin is soaring so fucking high, because they want to basically do away with currency.
That's insanity, but it's working right now. Bitcoin extends rally with chart watchers eyeing $20,000, and I don't know. Something tells me that might happen. I mean, it'll certainly plummet right back down to a nickel again, but not before it gets here. So I mean, that's interesting. I was always telling Mike, sell. I don't know how many Bitcoins Mike still owns.
The Great Reset is, hang on. Everyone's in the chat saying, yeah, the Great Reset.
No, I heard about it too. The Great Reset. It's a legit thing.
Are we getting dinosaurs back?
That'd be nice.
Agenda 21.
This
Or is 23? Agenda 21 or 23?
I think Agenda 21 is the one you're talking about. The one I'm talking about, this is like Thursday, October 15th. The IMF published a speech written by the IMF's Washington, D.C. Managing Director, Kristalina Georgieva. Called for a new Bretton Woods moment. The article has caused sound money and free market advocates to grow concerned that a big change is coming, possibly a great financial reset.
That's it. Yeah. So
Hargrave Productions, thanks for joining us. I'll let you go.